Hello, hello, you guys. Hello, hello. Hi, friends. How are we doing? Hello, hello. Hello, you guys. We are live in the flesh. Okay, we are live. Hi, guys. How are we doing? Day 3. This is our last date together, unless you are in launch code. And then we have more dates to come because we literally have weekly dates with me, with Christina, and with Layla. But I am so excited for every single person that have made it to day 3, the final grand finale. And today is probably one of my favorite days because we are going to take you behind the scenes of my actual launch numbers. We're going to be really showing things that we've never shown before on live. So let me know if you're ready. Thank you, guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let me know if you're ready. This is gonna be a very exciting day that I cannot wait for. Very transparent day of showing you guys our numbers. So of one of our launches. So I cannot wait. Take you guys behind the scenes of what we have done, and yeah, day 3. Let me know what date are we on today. Like, is I'm assuming this is minimum should be your date 3, us together. It's our third date. Or maybe if you've been on more dates than we've had. I know some people that have had like 15 dates with me. We're just collecting dates out here. So anniversary, I'm expecting a gift. Please send me a gift. Guys, I miss you too. I really do. Like, I was telling the team yesterday, I look forward to talking to you guys. If I sound a little bit slow, it's because I have so much caffeine in me. And if I feel like I'm going to jump from the window, it's because I feel like it. But anyway, let's get started, guys. Let's get into it. Day 3. I want to make this very, very good for you guys. So I'm going to give you my all, but you guys give me your all as well. And if I look down, it's because I'm looking at you guys' comment. I'm literally watching you guys' comments. Okay, so you have finally made it to day 3, and I want to tell you a very fact. First of all, the fact that you have made it to day 3, the regular numbers of any business out there, right? Any education, people do not make it to day 3. So it just means that you are always in like the small group that really want success, and most likely you actually get success because you are one of the people that, number one, when you say something, you commit to it. When you say, okay, I'm going to show up 3 days, you commit to it. You are investing in yourself because literally everyone out there is wasting time, partying, spending time, wasting time. But you're out here, you're like, I want 2026 to be different. But you showed up every single day. Now, let's talk about a little bit about day 2 recap. So, what we covered, day 2 was really about the one thing that determines if your launch is going to be making $300 or if it's going to be making $30,000. And it could be literally like the same offer, and it could the same effort, sorry, not the same offer, the same effort and the same audience, the same following. But what is different is the offer. Who here now knows um how many, what's it called, how many I can't even focus, how to structure the right offer? What are the things that we need to put in the right offer? Let me know in the comments. Let me know in the comments. Guys, our first live actually hit over 14,000 views. You gotta understand, the number that's on YouTube is actually not accurate. But go look at it. We have plenty of people. This is not Zoom where you see the views. It's just doesn't update on time. But to see the actual views, you can actually go look at day 1 and day 2. We've had amazing turnout this time. And I feel like it's one of these launches where people are like, wow, this is really the opportunity that is going to be changing so like changing so many lives, because we are breaking down something that the majority of the world is not going to catch up to until the next 2 3 years, and mark my words. Okay, so now, yesterday you walked away with knowing how to have a specific promise, how to have the clear mechanism, the main obstacle, how to have it removed, and what is the real reason to act right now. And yesterday we finally opened the doors to Launch Code. So many of you guys have joined Launch Code. April 6th, I think, is the start date. So I cannot wait for you guys to be blown away, just like the two people that you guys heard from yesterday. And today you're going to be hearing also from another one of our students that have literally landed a partnership as a growth partner with someone that has over 2 million followers across so many platforms. And that is her first partnership. How crazy is that? How crazy is that? You guys can just imagine the number of income, the money that she's about to be making over the next year, just because she launched, or she's going to be launching for someone, but she understood this new industry that nobody is talking about, which is growth partner. And you guys are going to see her Instagram. She barely has like 100 to 100 followers, I think. But everything that we know about launches and about how to be a growth partner, or if you're an expert and creator, how to truly do your own launches that are going to be making you money, we have put it into Launch Code. So today you're going to be meeting one more person, someone who's going to be showing you that actually everything is possible, no matter where you are showing up from. You're going to be meeting at the end of the call Christina. So Christina is one of actually a growth partner of one of the top influencers, and we actually work with Christina as well. She's going to be hosting the Q&A at the end. So as you guys know, Christina came from Eastern Europe, where the income there is not huge. And to see what she has built is extremely incredible. So I want you guys to say some questions for her, because she's going to be dropping a lot of that for you guys. And then, of course, let's address the biggest elephant in the room. Can you still join Launch Code? Now, I have good news. We still have few last spots. I literally just saw, like, before we started the call, over 5 people got started in the VIP. So welcome to every single person. Again, guys, I cannot wait to know your name, to see you on the calls, to talk to you, to see how can these 9-10 weeks really change your life, where you don't look at money, about making money the same way ever again, because this is going to truly be the one thing that we know in Launch Code, and 99.99% of the world has no clue. So we have few spots available, which means that you can still, of course, join. But of course, I want to be very honest with you. Today, until the end of this webinar, you're going to have the chance to get in. But I want to also do something for the people that are going to be doing, like, moving fast. So yesterday, 2 people joined us live to share what has been happening inside Launch Code since January. You have Andrea, and you also got to meet Alina, right? Now, 5 days after joining the Launch Code, she landed a $10,000 client. Like, she literally made $10,000. And she just realized that she was actually sitting she was sitting in a content studio with that client shooting, and then she showed up on the call either way because she wanted to tell you guys all about her experience. And of course, then there is Alina. She started posting for the first time, and she has never been even on camera before. And she was even talking about how she was very terrified of being on camera. Like, it was not a pleasant experience. And now she's already in contact with so many creators. She's already analyzing their audiences, building surveys, and she has been in the program less than 7 weeks, guys. Can you just imagine someone that didn't even know about this platform? Now you're doing audience analysis to see how much we're going to be making, and then start working with the influencer and take a cut up to 50% of what the influencer is making. And that is a 1 month in. Right? Both of them, they started making money inside the program before even finished. And that's not just the only 2 people. You guys seen Chishi. There's so many testimonials that almost, like, it blows my mind how effective what we're teaching inside Launch Code, and how literally nobody knows about it and no one is talking about it. So this is what happens, of course, when you have the right system, the right support, and the right people that we genuinely want you to win. Like, we just go above and beyond because we just want you guys to truly make a lot of money. Because, I mean, it sounds good. Yeah, of course, we want to help everyone make money. But that eventually makes our university, which is Launch Code University, extremely the best. Like, if we help more people make money, we become the best. And we want to be the best. We want to be the best university out there. And for those, that's just two examples of what I'm showing you today. People are making $5,000 or more their first month inside the program. So in your first month, you can already make your full investment because you're going to be putting everything that we're teaching you into work. Now, do you guys know why that is possible? Because inside Launch Code, guys, we have your back at every single step. Like, step by step, we are by your side telling you what to do, what not to do. The level of access that you get to me and my team does not exist in any program that I have ever created. So you get 3 live calls every single week with me, Layla, and Christina. I literally do every week a call with our Launch Code, the first cohort, for 2.5 months of weekly modules. And it's built around the exact system that we use for our launches to go viral and for us to always make a lot of money from our launches. Now, one of the most powerful features in the entire program is we actually give you a private channel where we're going to be actively matching growth partners with creators, and you even keep that access even after you graduate. So even after you graduate, you're like, okay, am I going to just be in the wilderness? No, you're not going to be in the wilderness, right? We're going to still keep this private channel where you still get always an abundance of creators that you can partner up with as a growth partner, right? Which is like basically like free jobs that we're handing out here for only our clients. So we keep adding creators and new opportunities long after the program ends. But I have an important announcement to make. So this cohort, the one starting at April 6th, is actually the last one in this format. Now, you guys might think we're going to keep doing this format. No. We just want, of course, the best for our first cohort and then the second cohort. And then eventually results speak by itself. And we don't have to be doing the 3 calls a week. You don't have to be really giving people so much for what they're paying for and making sure they're getting the most out of it. So after this cohort, the level of personal involvement from me and my team is going to be like significantly reduced. And I'm so sorry to tell you guys this, but if you are on the first Launch Code cohort, or now you just joined and we're going to be working together, you're lucky, because that's it. We're not doing this much involvement of me and my team as much because the result is going to speak for itself and we don't need to go above and beyond, basically, right? So here's why. With every cohort, more people want in, and we physically cannot keep this level of intimacy of 3 calls a week. And also this price point, guys, we did this price point where like we're almost like not that profitable, but we want to give people a level of price that is so accessible. So this price point is not going to ever happen again. This much direct access never happen again. And it's going to be on a way bigger scale where we're going to be having thousands of students at once instead of only capping it at 200. So what you're looking at right now is the last group where you're going to be getting the 3 of us in a room with you every single week at this price. After April 6th, the specific version of this program closes permanently. And the next people are going to be doing like a whole different setup, basically. But don't tell them, okay? Don't tell the 3rd and the 4th cohort that, oh, you guys are not getting the same level of involvement, because they don't know yet, but you guys know. So if 3 months from now, you want your life to look the way, Alina, Bianca, Andrea lives look, this is your final chance to build a launch hand in hand with me and my team. Because after this cohort, after this stage ends, after April 6th, the door closes, guys, and we're not gonna be doing again this level of intimacy and really making sure everyone is winning. And because this is day 3, I want to also do something extra special for the people who are moving fast. So this is big. Are you ready? This is actually crazy. I told the team this and they're like, no, Afnan, we cannot do it. I said, of course you can do it. We do whatever I say, so we're going to do it. They're like, we can't do it. Okay, yeah, we're doing it. So everyone who joins before the end of today's session receives a one-on-one strategy session with one of my top growth partners on my team. So you get a one-on-one strategy session, not the group one, just one-on-one with you, with one of our top growth partners. So no matter where you are, you also get that. And of course, everyone that got in yesterday, they also get this as well, guys. So don't worry, but only until the end of the call today. If the call ends, as soon as I press stop stream, we cannot do it. It's going to cost us so much time and energy that I don't even know how we're going to fulfill this. But once the live ends, we are not going to do this anymore. So you're going to be getting a one-on-one strategy session with one of the top growth partners on my team. Now, after yesterday, we have our messages got flooded asking if we are going to be doing the one-on-one bonus again, because, people heard Andrea. So we heard you and we're doing it one last time, but only for the people that joined before the webinar ends. Now, these sessions are normally, guys, booked out, and it's almost impossible to access. We don't even do one-on-one. A lot of people ask me on Instagram all the time, do you do one-on-one? We don't do one-on-one because we don't have the time. So if you join today, you get direct guidance on your specific situation, your idea, your exact next steps. And this is not going to be a group call. This is someone who has done it at the highest level, sitting down with you and your specific situation. And of course, guys, of course, shout out to everyone that have joined the program. You are getting this bonus too, because I always take care of my people. So shout out to you guys. You are getting it as well. Now, these strategy sessions, it's not like a small conversations that it's like, oh, we're just going to, no, guys. You can have your life trajectory completely be shifted, because we're going to be opening your mind to things that you never knew about before. So I cannot stress this enough. As you guys know, the right time, the right environment, it just doesn't just help you grow. It actually shifts something in your brain. And I've seen it with my life over and over again over the years. I've seen it happen hundreds of times. Someone joined. They're surrounded by the right people who are actually doing this. And then boom, their life changed. And they're like, well, how did Bianca land someone who's $500,000? How did Andrea make $10,000 before the program is even done? How did, because it's the environment. I cannot stress this enough. You are not in where you want to be in your life. I can guarantee you, because if I look at the environment that you're in, your friends, your family, people that you spend time with, I can tell exactly why. It's very simple. You look at my environment, the people that are my friends, the people that are in my team, our clients, my mentors, you'll be like, of course, if none, you'd be here. Of course. It's not even a coincidence at this point. So if one thing that you do in 2026 is shift your environment, change your environment. Oh, now how do I shift my environment, guys? Now I'm going to tell you what I did since I was 21 to make millions of dollars when I was 23. I'm 27. Now. Since I was 21, I have joined programs, I have joined communities, because I've always said, well, I want friends that are millionaires. I want friends that are hustlers, that are grinding to their goals. They're not just partying and wasting time. I want to be around that environment. Where do I find these people? Does anyone think like that? Like, where do I find these people? Because my friends are not like that. And I love my friends, but I want more. I want bigger. Where do I find these people? So I would always be like, why would a millionaire want to be friends with me? What do I have to offer? Right? And of course, the only way I was around millionaires and it was fine, it was because I literally joined programs that the millionaires have to mentor me and have to work with me, and so on and so forth. And this is why we're creating even in our programs environments, because we can just do, okay, watch the videos that are, but we know how much an environment, a community can truly change your life. So the market is growing faster than people can actually keep up with, which means everyone has a real shot, guys. We are in the easiest time to make money, but we're also in the hardest time to make money in centuries. Why? Because we are distracted. Like, literally, look at what have you done in the past month. Think about it, right? What have you done in the past month? Something that is so like, oh my God. When I look at my day to day, my week to week, if I tell you guys what I do, you'll be like, you did this in 1 month? People do this in like a year. I do it in like a month, in a week. We're getting to it. We're shooting. We're meeting people. We're doing business. We're planning. We're launching. But because my environment is all like that, my environment is not sitting chilling. Like if I see any of my friends chilling, I'm like, are you okay? What are we doing? Why have you been chilling for a week? Because we love what we do. Like, I literally told my friend earlier today, I said, yeah, I'm coming to Miami next week, but don't be thinking we're going to be out here just like chilling every single day. Like, I don't enjoy chilling every single day. My day today, I can do whatever I want, but I choose a life full of purpose, full of impact, full of me growing and showing myself like I can really achieve anything I want. And that's what brings me the most joy. Not, okay, yeah, let me shop every single day. Let me eat at a restaurant every single day. Let me just chill and be by the beach. It gets boring. If you do it long enough, it gets boring. So if you're a creator, let me be direct with you. You need a launch system in place. Not someday, not somehow, now. Like, I don't know what you're waiting for. I don't care if you have 1,000 followers or if you have even 1,000,000 followers. Every day, guys, you wake up without a launch system, you are leaving so much money on the table for another creator, for another influencer to be out here on social media and take it. Money that people want to pay you, but clearly you just don't like money, or you just don't know how to create that money through launches. Money that is, of course, going out to someone else. And if you want to work behind the scenes as a growth partner, you need to understand what is happening in the market right now. How can we have influencers, creators truly change their life? So the demand for the skilled growth partners is through the roof. I told you guys, I literally have all my influencer friends that have so many followers. They don't make that much money until they message me. They're like, Afna, can you please, like, we see how much you make money and you have a growth partner. Where did you find a growth partner? And this is what we're creating, a university of growth partners that know how to partner up with creators and make so much money for them so they can take a cut up to 50%. So there is a huge gap. And I cannot stress this enough. Gaps in the market means that there is so much money to be made. I don't know how to look at you more than how I'm looking at you right now to show you, like, please like money and start learning things that will make you a lot of money. And you're going to be like, did I just make like 30K, 50K, 100K, 200K, $1,000,000 in 1 month? Yeah, of course. Eventually, that's the goal. Even if you don't want to post and show your face. I have never seen this much level of something being so accessible. Never seen it. You can tell me, oh, e-commerce, oh, this, oh, sales. No, I can argue to every single business out there. Without showing your face, without posting, you cannot make the money that you can be making as a growth partner. Now, of course, if you're a creator, if you're an influencer, and you have the followers, you already know. You could be making money, but only if you have the right system, because most influencers don't have the right system. But as a growth partner, you cannot convince me. Sales is not the same. Sales, you're capped, by the way. They don't want to tell you this, but you're gonna be capped. E-commerce, invest into so much money as that revenue is not the same as profit. Let's just keep that very, very clear. Okay. I can go on and on to tell you guys that a growth partner, the way they'll be making money, it should be like a secret that is kept hidden because it is so valuable. That's it. That's all I'm gonna say. But of course, windows like this don't stay open forever. So while you're like, okay, I'm gonna think about it, guys, you're thinking about it, literally 50, 70, 100 people already started and they're learning and they're going to be ahead of you and they're going to be the best, while you're like, okay, I'm going to think about it. We don't think, we do different. So now maybe you're sitting and thinking, but I don't have enough knowledge. Good news, we're going to get it. We're going to teach you everything from zero. Here is what's waiting for you inside the 10 practical modules, right? This is the actual system that you can implement. Each module, guys, is going to come with templates, with scripts. You can literally copy, paste, and use immediately. You're going to get weekly calls with me and my team. 3 calls a week, which is unheard of. So you're going to get sick of us, but you're going to get results, and that's what matters. You're going to have a creator growth partner matching channel, where we're going to literally have it as like a resume card. You are never stuck wondering, okay, well, where is my first project? Where do I find someone to partner up with? Who's going to believe me? No. Just trust that we're going to lead you in the right direction. We connect you daily with creators who need exactly what you're going to be offering. As you guys have seen yesterday, launch code base is $14.99. This one you get 5 weeks of training, right? This one you get modules 1 to 5 only. So you guys know there's 10 modules, 9 modules. We'll see in the next slide. But this is like the complete foundation. This is for the people that want to watch on their own. They don't want live calls with me and my team. They don't want all the extra matching with creators. They just want to learn things on their own and then go on with their day. So this is everything that you need to run your first launch, which is crazy valuable information, right? You're also going to be getting access to a group chat with other students going through it with you. You get 9 weeks access to go through the material. So you have 5 weeks of training to be in the group chat, but the material, you can watch it for 9 weeks. So maybe you can watch it again, and so on and so forth. So if you're someone who learns fast, execute on your own, this is for you. Now, most of you guys have joined the launch code VIP, and this is like one of my favorites. It's $3,499. And of course, we have payment plans for people that are interested in a payment plan. But guys, like, some people want a payment plan, but the payment plan is like $200, $300 a month. I pay. I don't know, maybe I'm crazy. Guys, I literally invest in yourself. That's all I'm going to be saying. I pay for my gym, just my gym, $1,500 a month. A base package every single month. And I mean, any gym would give me the same muscles, but I get free dry cleaning. I get a bunch of free massages. It's incredible. But anyway, invest in yourself. Money will come. Money is the easiest thing to come once you understand how to make money. This is why I literally don't care about spending money. I spend money like Pablo Escobar sometimes because I just know I'm that girl that has the information, the knowledge, and I can always create more money. Money's so easy, but if you've never made money easy, that you think it's so hard, and if I spend this last dollar, you know you're gonna spend that last dollar somewhere, on a trip, on a vacation, on a designer, on I don't know what, shopping, on food. We go to restaurants now, and the bill is like $200 to $500 on a casual dinner that we did not even plan. People are spending this in the club. That's all I'm gonna say. Is spend in yourself. Gym with massages. Yeah, we have massage people, guys. My gym is really big. Like, actually, there's a whole spa. There's red light. I don't know what you guys be thinking, but Dubai is different, right? They're into spoiling, right? There's a lot. Anyway, so with the launch code VIP, you get 10 full weeks of training. You get all the 10 modules. The other one, you only get 1 to 5. You get the 3 live sessions only in this package with every single week with me, Layla, and Christina. You can bring your questions. We're going to answer it. And then you get 11 weeks of access to all the lessons and the material. Plus, you also get access to our private community where we actively match experts with growth partners. So if you're if you're a creator and you want to, us to help you find it, we do that, all of that. Amazing. Anyway, we also have payment plans. You can reach out to our team. We can split the payment in half. When you go to the checkout, you can choose Klarna or split it. You can click directly. Anyway, press on the link. It should be in the chat somewhere. Join before the end of the call so you can get access to also the free bonus, which is the one-on-one call with one of our growth partners to help you as well. So a lot of you guys are like, oh, we need to move to Dubai. Yeah, guys, I get free dry cleaning for all my clothes. I get valet car wash. I get free massages, so 365 massages, red light therapy, personal trainer, concierge in Dubai, London, Miami, New York, China. It's crazy. Paris. Anyway, I'm not gonna tell you about my gym. I'm trying to tell you guys about launch code. So let's focus. So here is what you exactly to do. So step 1, of course, choose your tier. Step 2, lock in your spot. Step 3, please commit and show up so we can change your life. Okay. Commit that the next 90 days from now, you and I are going to be on a call together and we're gonna be recording your success story. I, of course, want that for you like the most. So in just a moment, we're going to be diving into the main content of today because we have today a lot of things to discover, right? But right now, look at the chat. You're going to see the link. Join before the end of the call and before it actually sells out. So the link is going to stay up until we wrap up. After that, the one-on-one strategy call bonus is gone. And everyone have loved this call, by the way. So quick check. Someone said, I don't spend that type of money at one time. Yeah, it's levels in this life, and you just gotta choose which level you ever want to be on. Because I was a waitress, and of course, I was like, a $20 Uber is expensive. Of course, because I was working a whole hour to get that $20 tip. Absolutely, you're right. But then once you learn how actually the rich people make money, once you learn things that the average person is so lazy, so skeptical, they're like, I don't want to learn it. I just want to work the job that is comfortable. I don't want to spend, I don't want to invest in myself. But I'm going to pay this to be on a flight and I'm going to waste money on food. Yeah, of course. Of course. Because I know you did spend that money one time on something. You spent it on a car, on rent. You spend it somehow. You just don't spend it on yourself. And I think people that actually invest in themselves are just the people that love and respect themselves enough because they know, okay, I want to invest in me. Because at the end of the day, you can take everything away from me. I still have me, and me is very smart, is very knowledgeable, is very poured in that we can always create more money. So anyway, let me know in the chat if you're a creator or a growth partner in the chat. I want to see the split. So some of you guys, both, okay, growth partner. A growth partner. You guys are funny. I spend 2K on food monthly easily. Yeah. Even when I was a waitress, I was like money does not stay. Like no one just saves every dollar. We spend money, guys. Now, again, whether you want to spend it on this or another something, it's up to you. But just make sure in 2026 you're actually investing in yourself. Just invest in this. Whether you want to learn something else, I'm fine with that. But just invest in yourself. Both. Okay, so amazing. Let's do something. So today I'm gonna do something that no one does. I'm not gonna just teach theory. I'm gonna take you guys backstage, behind the scenes, behind the curtain of an actual $1 million launch. So here's the thing. This is very valuable. No matter which path you're on, if you're a creator, you're gonna see exactly how to structure your own launch, on basically what to do on day 1 and then what to do on day 7. Now you're gonna have to take a lot of notes because this is gonna be like heavy. Now you're also gonna know how to stack your revenue so it actually hits, so you can plan it and so on and so forth, so you can hit your targets. Now, if you are a growth partner, you're getting a master class in what your future client needs from you, and this is why. You need to pay attention. When I break down what made this launch work, you're going to understand exactly where you're going to be fitting in and why creators is going to pay you literally a lot of money, up to 50% of whatever they're making, to handle this for them. This stuff actually people pay for tens of thousands of dollars to learn. I'm literally, as per usual, giving you guys the free value that no one wants to give you guys. And no business ever takes you guys behind the scenes. Let's just make that very clear. So let me ask you one question. Are you ready to get into the presentation for today? Let me know in the chat if you are ready. Okay, so before we jump right into it and start with the breakdown of my last launch, I want to say something that is very important, right? Guys, people do not buy products. People buy connection with you. They buy the person that they trust. They buy the story they resonate with. They buy the future they now believe is possible. That's really what they buy. They don't buy, oh my God, you have such a nice presentation. I'm going to buy from you. No. They trust me. They resonate with my story, how I used to be a waitress, and they buy a future that they now believe, okay, I can have that transformation in the next couple of months. So before we get into each of my breakdown of my last launch, I want to say something that is very important for you guys to hear this week. Guys, people don't buy products, right? So a launch is not a marketing technique. A launch is basically how you can create and immersive experience for your future clients. One that builds such a deep, unconditional trust that by the time you open the doors, they're not asking you questions. They already have answers to all their questions because you answered it along the way before you even tell them that they can buy from you. They are just asking, where can they pay? Nothing else creates that kind of relationship at an audience with scale, not even doing a campaign, not ads, not a single post, beside launches. And this is why they're so powerful. So today I'm walking you through exactly what I did in my last launch to create that level of trust and produce the results that we did. And a reminder, of course, guys, I did all of this without having Instagram. So the first step in every launch is learning. Number one, most important thing that I did mention a couple times in the past 2 days is you need to speak the same language as your audience. So your positioning, right? Your offer, what are you going to be selling them? Your content, all of it have to be shown to people, communicated. All of that by how people actually think. Okay? So if you're using words that your audience don't use to describe how they feel, you're missing the whole point. You have to use that same language, the same words, so they actually feel like they understand you. Now, not the way you think about it, because you're an expert, and most experts be talking just in expert language. No. The way they think about it, the way they care about it. This is the biggest mistake that people make when they build a launch strategy or even when they create a product, is they just do it inside their own head from what they know and what they care about and what they like. Nobody cares about what you like. Nobody cares about how you like to explain things. So what they do is they try to come up with ideas alone. They try to think of offers on their own. It's not based on what people actually think and say and use to describe what they're feeling. And it always leads into actually making no money. Impossible. You cannot guess your way into a great offer. You have to find it. So when people always tell me, Afnan, what do you think I should sell? I have no clue what you should sell. But you know who has a clue? Your audience. So let's ask your audience. Because they're not gonna tell us exactly, but they're gonna leave clues and hints that we can take from. Okay, so launches become straightforward once you understand all of this. That you have to, all you have to do is build an effective strategy. All you have to do is you need to ask them and you need to listen. And this is what we do all the time. So you have to understand, what does your audience actually need and what solution you can give them. What are they asking for and how are they asking for it? And what exact words and phrases are they using to describe their problem? So make sure you write this down. This language is literally like your entire launch that you're going to be basing it off on. It's the whole strategy sitting right in front of you. You need to be paying real attention to what people are saying. Where are they saying this? They're saying this in your DMs, in your comments, in your even competitors' comments, like other people that are in your same industry, even across social media. The information is there, but you just have to actually look for it. You have to pay attention to the words. Go on TikTok, go on Instagram, go on YouTube. What are people searching for? What are people commenting on? Right? You just have to really pay attention. So write down the exact words your audience uses. You have to write it down so you don't forget it, and then you can base everything on it. The way they describe feeling stuck, the way they describe their frustration. Let me do this, guys. I'm literally like getting a billion messages of people registering, and I cannot focus because it keeps like. So I just put my phone on DND so I can just lock in with you guys, and my mind is not, I'm just looking at the comments, which is good. But I was just like so distracted. But you need to use basically the language that they are using. You use that in your content, you use that in your offer, you use that in your warm-up sequence. And you guys know what that is, right? We know what an offer is, we know what a warm-up sequence is, and we know, of course, what content is. So when someone reads your launch content, what they need to think is like, oh my God, she's literally describing my situation right now. She's using the same exact words that I feel about how I'm living right now. Like I'm just done, and so on and so forth. Of course, you're using the same words. And this is when people buy, because of course you are describing them so accurately that they feel like you're the only person to understand them. And probably you are the only person to understand them because you were them at some point. So let me show you how this actually works in practice. So how did the launch code come to exist? How did we even create this program? We did not sit one day down and decide, okay, yeah, let's create a program about lunches because we are so bored and we have nothing else to do in this life but create programs, right? That program was actually created from real questions and real problems that came to me over the years, over and over again. I'm like, guys, everyone keep asking me about this and we're figuring it out. I think we should give people some sauce. For a long time, I was helping people build their personal brand. Now, I've seen always the same thing. When someone is going viral, when someone is now having a lot of followers, I've seen my own best friend that I've helped grow from 1,000 followers to now almost 700,000 followers. She had the followers. She was at like 300, 400. And she was like, okay, well, I'm not making the money that I want. I'm making money, but I'm not doing the crazy money from what I have as followers. What do I need to do? You need to master launches and you need a growth partner. And that's exactly what she actually got. She got a growth partner and then now she's doing launches. And you guys probably know who I'm talking about. But I kept watching it happen over and over again. Attention, followers, but then they're not making money. They were losing money because they just didn't have the system. And the launch code is the answer to that problem. So the problem, I did not make it up. People were already telling me day in and day out. All my friends had the same thing. Afnan, where did you find your growth partner? Now, the best ideas, guys, are never just invented because you're bored. No, it's because you discovered it inside a real specific repeated pain of real people. That's it. That's the best solutions, the best programs, the best products are exactly like that. So you know what the biggest corporations in the world spend the most money on? They spend the most money on data, research, and understanding exactly what their customers are thinking, feeling, and struggling with. The biggest corporations, they spend the most money every single year exactly on that. $69 to $82 billion just last year people have spent on that. Why do you think that? Afnan, you're onto something, right? Now, the company is worth trillions of dollars, right? Like Apple, like Amazon, Nike. They're not sitting like all together making up things and oh yeah, let's make this shoes and let's make this and let's no. They are running surveys, they're conducting interviews, they're analyzing data, they're studying human behavior, right? Now, whether they're against us or with us, that's not my point for today, but they are so obsessive trying to understand what their customer needs before they even build a single thing. Sometimes even what their customer needs before their customer know what they need. So your next breakthrough idea is not it's just in your imagination. You're just suddenly gonna get an aha moment. No. It's actually sitting inside a real like pain that your audience has and is already struggling with. And they're just waiting for someone to notice it and build something for them so they can avoid that pain. And now, once you find it, the rest is just knowing how to communicate. Number one, why are you the right person? And how to communicate the offer actually on how it's going to help them and what transformation they're going to get. That's it. So, the best ideas are never invented. You find them, you discover them. So, here is the exact structure behind my January launch, right? Number one, what we did is we asked the audience. So we did audience analysis. So what does that mean? That's actually just a survey that we put out and we tell people, hey, this is a 2-minute survey. And we ask them a bunch of questions. If you're launch code, you're going to get our service. You're going to get a framework that you can just copy paste. And you tell people to fill it. And then, of course, you tell them if you fill it, you get this free bonus, whatever the bonus is. It can be a free guide, a free PDF, a free whatever it is, depends on what niche and industry. You ask and then listen, but you listen deeply. Not just what people tell you. Sometimes it's hidden in what people are telling you. It's not the exact, you know what I mean? Anyway, you know what I mean. Step 2. Step 2, okay, is planning and setting up the financial goals, because you need to see, okay, what's the financial goals? Of course, depending on our response rate and so on and so forth, on our followers, our engaged audience. Step 3, that's when you start the audience warm up, where you are going to be talking about what you're doing. And then you open the waitlist. Step 4, you host a live workshop. Step 5, there's sales workflow. So we have already covered audience analysis across these sessions. So what is audience analysis? You analyze your audience, right? You do surveys to your audience. You do interviews with like 10, 20 people that maybe did not buy from you before, or maybe they did buy, or just people that follow you. Or you do deep research with AI tools, or you do all of them. Now, step 2, let's talk about setting up your goals. This is where most people either aim too low or they just make a random number that has no connection to reality. So my specific challenge for this launch, it was the first time I was launching completely without Instagram. And it was the first time because usually we have Instagram, so we can base the numbers on some things. The only platforms, guys, I had was TikTok and YouTube. And this is when Instagram went down. I don't know if you guys knew. I hope you knew. But my Instagram actually got banned for 4 months. I think because we were talking too much about money and telling people that you can make money easily as a woman. So Instagram did not like that. Matrix against me. Now, to set a realistic goal, I calculated my average engagement across all my active platforms. And I aimed to get 10% of the engaged audience to register for my free launch challenge. Okay? So I looked at not all my followers, because that's crazy. You look at how many engaged audience, how many people are watching, they're commenting, all of that. Now, and you guys know how to calculate engaged audience by now. That gave me a target of 15. Sorry, guys. That gave me a target of 15,000 people that have registered for our free webinar that we hosted back in January, right? So again, guys, this one was when I had no Instagram. Now, guys, inside Launch Code, we go extremely deep in this. We talk about every number, every conversion benchmark, every metric that you need to track so you have full control, like what to look at for YouTube, what to look at for TikTok, what to look at for ads, for Instagram. We literally give you guys like the whole number breakdown. It's very, very simple once you understand it. So you never have to like guess. It's all mapped out for you. But the rule that I always come back to is you set up your goals from your engaged audience, not your total following. Because if you set up from your total following, you just think like, oh, everyone's gonna buy. And reality is most people don't even watch your content because that's just the algorithm. So total follower is vanity. Engaged audience is the number that actually tells you what a launch can produce. So if 1,000 people are genuinely paying attention, that's a real business, right? Again, you don't need millions of people. Work with that number. Do not wait until it is 100,000 people because you're literally leaving money on the table. Step number 3, right? That's the audience warm up and the wait list. This is step 3 is where the launch actually begins in the eyes of your audience because before that they didn't know what you're doing. But now they're like, wait, you were talking about things that interest me. You're talking about the problem, talking about the solution, why you qualified, testimonials, everything that we talked about in day 1 and day 2. Even though from your side, you have been building this for weeks. Now, do you guys remember the 7-day sequence from day 1? I hope you guys do, right? Remember what we talked about? A full-scale launch, the one that you're going to be doing it so big. It uses the same core logic, but it expands it into more layered, more deliberate system designed to build trust, desire, and urgency. So instead of just 7 days, quick, fast, no, sometimes you can make it even longer, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, because you're warming up people. Okay? So I call it the 6-layer anticipation system. And we ran it for 21 days. So write this down, guys. Layer number 1, which is this is your problem. So now you're telling people about their problem. Okay? You're telling people, you're helping your audience recognize their problems and you create an emotional impulse to solve them. For 4 days, you're talking about their problems. Well, this is what we talked about the problem for 4 days. We activate the awareness. Some people already knew that this is a problem, but they didn't know everyone's going through that problem. So you almost show them the mirror. Layer number 2. Take notes, guys. This is very important. Before you can sell anything, you need to talk about this is who I am. People need to fall in love with you as a person and, of course, trust you as an authority, as someone that can get them results, can help them out. So, of course, both of these things are not the same thing. Someone falling in love with you and someone thinking that you can actually help them is not the same thing, by the way, because you can be likable but not credible with people, and you can be credible but not relatable, and they don't think like, okay, I can really relate and I want to work with you. So important is you need both. Now, layer number 3. This is why the topic matters. This is what you're going to be telling people. Now, you sell the topic of what you're going to be talking about before you sell the product itself, because they don't care about the product, they care about the transformation. And this is basically the topic. So at this stage, people do not know you have something to offer them yet. They just know that the topic you keep talking about, it's very important, it's very urgent, and it's directly relevant to their life, and they can relate to it. And now they trust you and they like you. So now they're like, oh wait, yes, you are right. This topic is very important and I'm very interested in it. So by the time you reveal the product, they are already sold on the category before you even mention that you have a product. You are just showing them, hey, remember that solution that we talked about? I actually have the solution and it's from me. And I know you like me and trust me. So in our content at this layer, we actually focus on 3 things. Number 1, why launches are the most powerful way to actually make money in today's world. So when we did our launch for Launch Code, we literally talked about why launches are good and why are they powerful. Like, and what are launches? Because no one knows even what launches are. Now, we also talked about why this niche, which is digital product niche, is like something that is probably really important for you to even look into because it can truly change your life. And we also talked about why this is a solution to the problem that most creators don't even know they have yet. They think, oh, it's normal. I'm just going to keep growing, and then brand deals and money is going to be coming. So they don't even know that there is a problem. But we raise the problem that, hey, by the way, uh, you have a problem, and this is always going to be a problem no matter how many followers you have. So these are some things that we even posted. The most promising career in 2026 is not being a creator, it's building a systems for creators. And we're like, that's interesting. We also talked about your business model decides your income, not your skills. Boom, we talked about it as well. So, and that's all post on Instagram that actually we just posted, but we posted the same things on TikTok, guys. So this is also where we open the registration phase, right? Every single piece of content, that we posted, it always had one job, okay? Of course, we want to deliver value, but we want to convert the people that are watching us to people that are registering for our calls. That's really it. So anything that I posted, I always have a call to action. Hey, join the link in the bio. Hey, comment this and I'll send you the link, because we want to explain more about it on the call, which we're going to be having. Layer number 4. Now we are going to be telling them this is the solution and this is for 3 days. Warm them up specifically to the product. This is when you're going to be bridging the desire to your offer. Someone said, so it works with TikTok or Insta better. Of course, Instagram, guys, is way more powerful because you can post on story, and it's so if you have Instagram and TikTok, do both, guys, right? But layer 4 is when you're telling people this is the solution. Now, layer 4 is the moment that you actually let your audience know that something is coming. You're launching something. You're gonna help them. You're not revealing everything yet. You don't give away too many details. You just give hints. You have curiosity. You make them feel like you're about to give them access to something that was not available to them before. Now, you're not explaining everything on a story. This is what this is the price. No. Because that defeats the whole purpose, because people still don't understand it, right? Now, layer 5, and that's for 3 days. These are the doubts. Now, we hinted that there's something. Now, we want to handle the objections before the objections people are thinking about it or even saying it to you. So you remove any potential objections, any unspoken doubt. You're going to be answering it literally on stories, in your content, in your TikToks, videos, shorts, all of that. Maybe in your long form YouTube videos, which is exactly what we did. Okay. So you are going to be saying things that they are afraid to actually be saying. Layer number 6. This is your moment. Okay. And this is like the final layer, which is activation. This is when you're going to be moving people from interested to actually committed. This is when you're going to bring urgency. Basically, a real reason why they need to get started right now, because if they wait, it generally costs them. They're losing money. They're wasting time. They're not going to be the best. So, of course, it all depends on what product you're going to be selling, what service. But this is basically here you're going to show them that it is in their best interest to get started ASAP. Now, here's what channels we actually used. Okay. Now, here is what I want you to pay close attention to, because this launch was built without my primary tool. We had no Instagram stories, which I told you guys, Instagram stories are so powerful. And none of the infrastructure most careers actually depend on. So here's what we used instead. Number 1, we used long-form YouTube videos. All of them had at the end a clear call to action that we're literally telling people to register at the end for the challenge. So every video was built to deliver enough value, give enough context, and give people the desire to do the next step, which is, hey, by the way, we're explaining even more about this and how you can get even more free value on a free call. Join the 3-day challenge. Link in the bio, right? And it was incredible. Now, TikTok videos and carousels, each one of them designed to reach cold audience and warm them up enough to click. So this is an example of TikTok. And of course, we posted a lot of TikTok videos. And at the end, I had a call to action in the TikTok videos. Sometimes I would say, like, there's so many ideas. You guys can go to my TikTok and even check some of the videos. And at the end, I'm always like, literally comment launch down below and I'll send you the link, or click the link in the bio and I'll see there's so many videos because we did such like a long warm up. It was 21 days. So guys, this launch was live proof of something that I really want you to take in, right? Is that, of course, I tell you guys Instagram is amazing, but it was proof that you can launch from any platform successfully. You can launch from TikTok, from YouTube, from LinkedIn. Even if you have an email list, a WhatsApp group, whatever you have, you can make it work if you just master the system. So if you have been telling yourself, oh my God, I cannot launch because your Instagram is small and or you don't have enough story views, that is just an excuse. I promise you. Okay. So step number 4, guys. This is when we are hosting the live workshop. So by the end of step 3, now we have opened the registration, right? People are clicking on the link, they're signing up for the free call, and so on and so forth. And that was, of course, our goal. So total, we had 18,000 registration, as you guys can see, and it tells you what's people's income, because we also ask people questions, and then it tells you where it comes from. Did it come from TikTok? Did it come from YouTube? That's all part of the funnel that we also give people in launch code. Now, 2 things made the difference between hitting the goal and going past it. Okay, so first, the workshops we delivered actually had so much value that people even walked away that they're like, wow, I know so much that I can implement in my business and still make a lot of money. Actual content that made people show, stay, and learn so much. The second thing is we had incentives for registrations. So, of course, we tell people if you register for the webinar, we give you a guide, we give you a freebie, we give you a bonus lesson, checklist. You want to give people incentives because people love incentives. Something that made registering feels like, of course, I want to do this because it's like a non-negotiable. Now, here's what comes next. Once you've given them that value, once you have shown them what is actually possible, now you're going to be inviting them to a free event where you're going to be opening the sales. So it could be a webinar, which is a one call. It could be a live workshop where you guys are going to be doing something together, or a masterclass just like this where it's like multiple days. Whatever it is, just make sure you provide real value, help people, give free information. And then the live workshop themselves. This is, of course, the moment that we've been building for the past 21 days, where it converts into real relationships, right? You're pouring into people. People are learning. They're excited. Real sales conversation. Now, this is the workshop. The workshop identity change. Now, a good workshop changes the belief of people and makes them feel like, okay, I can actually do this, because you gave them step by step, and now they're like, okay, wait, this is not that complicated. This sentence alone is the one responsible for millions of revenue. So whatever value you provide, make sure it actually gives people the hope that they can do it. Because if someone believes that they can do something, that's it. That's all they need to actually be successful in this life. So let alone for them to know that they can actually be the next growth partners, be the next people that launch something. Now, the workshop registration dashboard, as you guys can see, we had 3,500 from YouTube, 8,000, almost 700 from TikTok. And then, as you guys know, we opened an Instagram, I think like 3-4 days before, and it was like a temporary Instagram that also got banned as well. But in these few days, we had like 2,000 people, and then we have a WhatsApp channel and other places as well. Okay, well, email list and so on and so forth. So once we opened it, once we did the 3-day, I think it was 3-day, yeah, we received over 1,000 applications to join the program. From a launch where I literally didn't have my main Instagram that has 1.8 million followers, but we had the same system that we applied it correctly again and again, and we of course put it onto all the channels. Now, all the applications that people applied, we sent it to our sales team, and the sales manager, of course, they guided people, answered some questions that they had, and then they took the payments. Step 5, which is the sales workflow. Now, this is the sales managers, of course, they're processing the applications and they're collecting the remaining payments, right? Some people are paying half and so on and so forth, so you get access to a certain thing. So now that's just all the sales team, they're worrying about that. We don't have to worry about that. And of course, they take a percentage of the sales. That's just sales that they do. Step number 5 is where everything you built over the last 21 days converts into revenue. Now, we have done this for 21 days, and the sales team have handled the payment plans. They follow up with people that had questions. They made sure nobody who wanted to get in is left behind. All of that we handled, okay? And just like that, I basically showed you the whole process that you as a growth partner you're going to be going through. You might think, oh my God, it's so much more complicated. No, it's not complicated. It's simple, but you still need the right system for every single step. So you make sure the steps are flawless. You need the numbers, you need the analytics that we're all going to give you guys. So this is the exact blueprint behind the $1 million launch. And I know exactly what some of you guys are thinking right now. You're thinking, okay, well, that worked for Afnan because she already has following and resources, and my situation is different, so I cannot do that. No. Okay? Because I hear that, and I want you to show you why that thought is wrong. The strategies we use, guys, work regardless where you are starting from, regardless also what language you speak, what platform you're on, and how big your audience is right now. The system does not care about any of these things. It just cares whether you apply it correctly so someone else can be like, oh my God, you have the answer to my problem. So let me introduce to you guys Veronica, right? Veronica has an Instagram account in Polish. So let me know in the chat who here speaks Polish. That would be interesting to see. So this is one of our premium clients that work with us one-on-one. So she joined the launch code in January, part of the premium clients, which is the $25,000 investment, where we build a full strategy together with you. We run one-on-one calls, just us and her, and we work alongside you every step of the launch until you get results. Now, we gave her the exact system that I just walked you through. We did the audience analysis with her. We did the warm-up sequence. We did the registration phase. We did the live workshop. We helped her every same step, but for a Polish audience, right? I love that. Oh, wow. There's a lot of people from Poland. That is amazing. Or speak Polish. And just from the pre-sale phase. So there's a pre-sale, and there's actual sale, and then there's post-sale. So there's 3 phases where you actually be collecting money. Veronica alone had already generated 100,000 dirhams, which is Dubai currency, in revenue just from the pre-sale. We still have the sale and the post-sale. So you guys can just imagine how much money she's actually going to be making. And what Veronica did, and this, by the way, happened in less than a month and a half of us working with her. Already been making money, right? And what Veronica did is exactly what the premium tier was built for. It's, of course, not everyone needs to learn the system from scratch. Some of you guys are ready to go, and you just need the right team in your corner alongside you. So, guys, the premium tier is where we sit down with you. We build your entire launch strategy from like the ground up. We plan your content. We help you with branding. We help you with the warm-up sequence. We show you how to set up all the funnel, prepare the sales process, and literally be beside you every step of the way. So we make sure you actually make the most amount of money. This is my team, literally, that is helping me make a lot of money, working on your launch with you. And you don't have to pay them a percentage. You just pay the premium tier price. The same team behind the results that you guys, of course, have seen. And by the way, guys, we only have 3 spots. We already had 2 from yesterday join. So congratulations for our premium tiers. Because, of course, this requires my time, my team's time. We're doing one-on-one work. We can only do 5 at a time in a couple months because it is actually like a lot of time consumption. Yeah, one of my clients, we actually helped him with their content as well. So we wrote scripts for them. We taught them exactly how to write scripts that go viral for social media. So because we want to grow his Instagram a little bit more, although he has followers, but we want to. And now a lot of my friends are sharing his videos, and they're like, "Oh my god, we love his videos." And I'm like, I literally like we helped them write that script, and now they're writing their own script, which is incredible. So they're going viral. It's incredible. They've never had million views on their reels, and now they're getting like every week, every other week, millions of views because, of course, we taught them and they implemented the strategy that we're teaching, and their niche is incredible. So you also get for the premium tier your dedicated coach that knows your launch inside out. They're on calls with you, they're reviewing your content, they're in your corner when something needs to be fixed in real time. That kind of attention, we cannot give it to everyone. So if you've been watching this for the past 3 days and you think, okay, I want to just fast track everything, I want to make money ASAP, I already have some following, I have the money to invest, make sure you apply and we're going to see if you're the right fit. And then we're going to send you a message, hop on a call to see if we can actually help you. If not, then that is totally fine. So the link to apply is also in the chat right now. It's beside the base package and the VIP as well. So before we bring in our guests, I can't even talk anymore. I want to take a second and just sit in with everything that have happened this weekend, because I think you deserve to actually feel how far we've actually came in 3 days. It's been long 3 days, so shout out to you. Do you guys see it now? Do you see that how the system is so like you can replicate it and just get the same results? It's not the luck. You don't have to figure everything out on your own. You see how this can work for every creator, expert, influencer, growth partner out there if they just apply it exactly how we teach it. Do you guys see it? Let me know in the chat. Okay. Now, who here feels like they finally understand, maybe you're not mastered it yet because it's just been 3 days, but you feel like I finally understand what a launch is and what goes behind the scenes. And now I'm never going to look at launches that big influencers and creators are running without like almost analyzing things. A lot of you guys are going to be analyzing launches now on content because you're like, wait, Afnan taught us that and now I cannot see. This is what they're doing. They're doing a webinar, a survey, an audience analysis. You see it now because of the knowledge. Now you cannot even look at social media the same. I'm so sorry, guys. I just ruined you. I ruined you, and now you're going to be just business people thinking everyone posting on social media, like, wait, what's the business behind this? What are they selling? You're going to be analyzing every single thing, and that is good. That's very, very powerful, okay? So who realized that there is a gap between where you are right now and your first successful launch is actually a little bit smaller than you thought it was? Like you thought, oh my God, it's so hard, it's so complicated. I don't know. Now you think, okay, it's a process, a system, but it can actually be done. 3 days ago, most of you guys don't even know what a difference between a warm-up sequence and a sales sequence. Now you actually understand these big terms, which is very good. You did not even know how to have the 4 components of a high converting offer. Now you know how to make an offer that is good, that is not based on what's included, but is based on the transformation. You did not know how to evaluate a creator's audience and write your first outreach response to them. Now you actually do. And you've seen exactly what happens when all of it gets applied in a real launch and how much money you could actually be making. The knowledge is now yours to go apply, understand it more, and so on and so forth. And in just a few minutes, guys, 2 more people are going to be joining us to show you exactly how it looks when they start from 0. So first of all, we're going to have Bianca is going to be coming live. She is 3 followers away from 200 followers, right? She joined Launch Code in January with 0 launch experience. She didn't even know what launches are. She had 0 connections. In her second week inside the program, guys, she closed 3 creator partnerships. 3 in her second week. I want you to hear her story just in her own words, because she is the proof that the timeline between starting and getting results is actually way shorter than people think. People think, oh, it's going to take so long. But actually, if you know what you're doing, it's going to get easy because everyone needs what we have. And then after Bianca, we're gonna have Christina taking over for the Q&A. You're gonna hear her story, right? How she finds creators, how she structured deals, how she built a life that most people would not even believe it's real, even if she doesn't have a personal brand of her own. Now, you just spent the last hour with me. I mean, more than, has it been an hour? Yeah, it has been an hour. Um, with me going through something people would actually pay thousands of dollars for, the complete behind the scenes of $1 million launch. You have made it through all the 3 days of the workshop. So congratulations. I am so proud of you because I know it is not an easy thing and most people don't do it because human beings are forever going to be human beings. But now you have guys the foundation to go out there and run your first launch. And I'm serious. Now, it might be a little bit not so smooth if you're not in launch code, but you literally have all the tools. If you watch the replays, take notes, and apply everything. And for some of you guys, watching is enough and you can take everything and apply it. The information that I give you guys for free, most people that you pay for, most programs don't even cover this. That's literally what we're gonna be saying. So I'm telling you, you have my blessings. Go out there, crush it. You have my full blessing. But for some of you guys here, you're like, okay, wait. Number one, I don't want to miss an opportunity. That this is the last chance to be in launch code at this level of involvement. I've seen what other people have achieved, and I want the same thing, and they've achieved it in less than 2 months. So the opportunity to work alongside me and my team, to be in the room and move together for the next 2.5 months. This is the last chance today until the call is done. You have the chance to join and get the one-on-one strategy session with one of my top growth partners in the team as a free bonus. So here's what's waiting for you inside Launch Code, right? There's the lessons, there's the modules that you're going to be watching, there's templates, there's guides, there is scripts that you can copy paste. So let me repeat that all over again, right? So module 0, you get launch point. So of course, in this module, we are going to tell you how the industry works and what should be your financial targets, how much money you want to be making, what opportunities are available to you right now that maybe you have not been seeing, right? So the whole launch point we're going to be talking about in this module. Now, and module 1 has so many lessons, guys. Module 0, all the modules. Module 1 is basically the launch strategy map. This is where we're going to be talking about 7 different ways to run a launch. And most people usually just copy what someone else sees. No, we're going to give you all the launch types so you can see which one actually fits for you. Is it a collaboration launch? Is it a webinar? Is it a flash launch? Is it an evergreen, warm launch, pre-launch, cold launch? What is it? We're going to be explaining all of those so you know what actually will work for you in this situation. Model number 2. This is for the people that want to be behind the scenes, expert hunting, how to find them, how to make sure they're going to help you make money and you can help them, what to say in your first message, all of that. So within 2 weeks of this module, you already have conversations. Module number 3, this is the foundation. This is where we're going to be talking about what a launch actually is and how it actually works, the type of digital products and which one is actually the right thing for you, how to find your niche, and find something that has real demand, but you're also good at it and it's actually going to make you money. And some beginner mistakes so you can avoid and you don't go through these mistakes. Module number 4. This is the launch playbook. This is basically like a deep dive of every launch type and how to execute everyone from the start to finish, breaking it down fully for you guys for all the launches. Module number 5. Your $1 million offer. Okay. How to build a product that actually gives people results, because you want to give people results. You want to give them the best results. How to find a specific pain point to your audience so you can actually solve it and they can pay you. And how to price it, how to push all of that. Module number 6 is launch planning. This is going to be a full launch planning framework. You're going to walk out with your entire launch, literally decomposed, day by day, what you're going to be saying, what you're going to be doing, your action, a clear picture, who you need to hire without burning out, at what stage, how much to pay them, all of that. Okay. Module number 7. This is the launch architecture. So, the warm up system that creates demand before you ever open sales. This is going to be the psychology behind why audiences actually buy, how to build trust, step by step framework, example from launches that we actually ran so you guys can see. This is gonna like separate module launches that actually make a lot of money and launches that don't make a lot of money. Module 8, tech setup. We're going to give you every tool, every setup video, every platform. So you don't need to hire a big developer and spend so much money. No, no, no. You just need to follow our steps. Module number 9, first sale. You are going to walk out knowing exactly why people hesitate, how to remove it, with real scripts for DMs, real scripts for sales calls, a first launch reflection framework, and every tool you actually need to sell out like a pro and never miss an opportunity. And last but not least, module 10. After the first launch. So now you've had the first launch, you made money. What we're going to do now, how to scale, how to delegate, how to grow, how to build your team, how to go from one launch to a launch business, and so on and so forth. So as you guys know, I created 3 ways to be a part of Launch Code. Launch Code base is $14.99. You get 5 weeks of training. You get modules 1 to 5. Not all the modules. You don't get the calls here. You just get a community group chat with everyone that's in the community. And you get 5 weeks of training because it's 5 modules. So every module is 1 week. This is for you if you want to learn on your own. You're a fast learner. You just want some steps. Now, Launch Code VIP, this is like the core of Launch Code. We go live with you 3 times a week for 10 full weeks of training. It's a lot, okay? You also bring your questions. We're going to help you on these calls. 1 call with me, 1 call with Christina, 1 call with Layla. And you get all 10 modules as well. And then you have the Launch Code Premium, which is done with you. This is a $25,000 investment. This is for those who already have an audience. They just want my team to be in the trenches with them and get them the results that we, of course, have been getting for ourselves and for our clients. So we build the launch strategy together. We plan your content. We build your funnel. We guide you through the whole thing in real time. We give you a dedicated one-on-one coach. You get 13 weeks of access. We work with you until you get results in this tier. And we only have 3 spots left. You have to apply for this and we have to qualify you and see if we can actually help you. Now, today only, you can reserve your spot by paying 50%. The link is in the chat, so you can pay 50% of any of the packages. And if you have any questions or need any support team is in the chat. You can literally message them and they will respond to you and help you with anything. Now, before we get in the Q&A, I want to bring someone very, very special, which is Bianca. So team, can we have Bianca on the call? And right after, of course, we're gonna open the floor for Q&A with Christina. Bianca, guys, she's so beautiful. Do you guys
thank you.
We only have the most beautiful women on these calls. Hi, Bianca. How are you?
Hi. I'm great. How are you?
I am doing amazing. Guys, say hello to
Nice.
Bianca in the chat.
Hi,
Okay.
guys.
So people are wondering, how did you do it, Bianca? How did
I
all like
know.
first of all, so tell us, of course,
So great.
before you joined, first of all, why did you join Launch Code? Did you know anything about launches? What were you doing before?
Mhm.
And what made you want to get started, really?
Okay, so let me tell you. I actually joined your webinar in hopes of gaining more clarity on how to position my own digital products. So I had started trying to sell digital products. I had like an AI avatar page. I was trying to make money online, doing that. So then I came across the ad for your webinar and I was like, oh, this might help me. I've been following Afnan for a while. She knows what she's talking about. So by the end of day 3, I was like, I'm meant to be here and I'm meant to be a growth partner and I want to do this. And that's or I guess a shorter version of how I landed in the Launch Code. I was really a mix of like trying to get clarity for myself, but then by the end I had clarity on a different path for myself. I was like, I didn't even know you could be a growth partner. I didn't know you could be behind the scenes, and the whole the concept of strategy and strategizing um, someone's path from like their vision to bringing it to life and monetizing their audience. I was like, that sounds amazing. So it's like a leap of faith as well. And also a sign is like, okay, I'm meant to be in this webinar. It wasn't by accident that I'm here. So I took that leap and joined. But before then, I was a front end software engineer. So that's currently like what I'm doing a little bit now. Hopefully by the end of this year, full time growth partner. That's the goal. So yeah, I'm just excited.
So people,
Yeah.
first of all, are saying that you're so gorgeous and your smile
Thank
is so
you.
beautiful, and
Thank you all.
these dimples are very beautiful. They're just flirting with you in the comments.
Oh my God. Thank you.
So they're asking you, what package did you get started with?
Yes. So for me, I know that the VIP package is what I needed. I needed hands-on mentorship. That's what I needed to succeed, because I know that for myself, if I were to just get a bunch of slides and information, it's like, okay, that's great, but I need a mentor, I need a coach, kind of guiding me through it. So I did get the VIP package.
I love
Yeah.
that. So
Mm-hmm.
you were saying that within a couple of weeks of the program, you started landing partnerships, and then recently you just
Yes.
landed a huge partnership with
I
someone that
did.
have 2 million followers across all platforms. So tell us a little bit about that. How did that happen?
Gosh. Yes. So everything is timing. Like it is crazy how God works. So I joined the Launch Code. I had been, making content for my page and everything. And I had met a new friend, or I have a new friend, and she is a content creator with her husband. I kind of knew that. I knew they had a good sized following, but yeah, I just didn't ask her about like, hey, can I be your growth partner? So I just wanted to grow that organically. But I had mentioned to a friend in our group chat, like, hey, I like creating digital products. If you need help with creating yours, I can help you. And then she chimed in the chat and was like, oh my gosh, we need to talk. Like we needed to talk yesterday. So we actually chatted, and she's like, why didn't you tell me that you were doing this? This is exactly what I need. And I'd love to work together. And so everything aligned with timing for me to be her growth partner. So we just signed that contract last week. And so we're going to get started on her launch soon.
Wow,
Yeah.
congratulations. I
Thank
mean,
you.
there's some people in the chat, they're saying, I want to marry you guys. Bianca is married, right?
I am married.
Happily married. Leave Bianca
For
alone.
like coming up 9 years.
9 years? You cannot compete
Yeah.
with that. Thank you.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, please focus, guys. But
Oh,
that
so
is
funny.
incredible. That the thing
Yes,
that you said, like, she said, I've been literally looking for someone like that. It is so true, because
yeah.
so many influencers, as soon as you tell them, first of all, they don't even know what a growth partner is. But if you tell them like,
Mhm.
wait, I actually like can help you scale, and I know all the back
Yeah.
end, and I've learned the $1 million launch system, and that's really my specialty, they're gonna be like, wait, what? You can literally help me do the job that I hate the most and cannot figure
Mhm.
out? Because that was literally me.
Right. Right. And it is very true, like what you mentioned on your webinar the first time around, that it's like so many creators, they have the following, they have the engagement, but they don't know how to monetize it. And I've just really been seeing that in real time, like people reaching out saying like, hey, I need help. They just need help with that strategy. And that's what we're learning in the launch code. And I really am just so thankful for you, Afnan, and the team for really taking the time to pour into us, because you're changing our lives. And it's made a big impact in my life. And I really appreciate you. So,
That
yeah.
makes me really happy. I love seeing Bianca on all the
Yeah.
calls. People love you,
Yes.
Bianca.
Oh, thank you.
They really
Follow
love you.
me.
Follow her Instagram that
Oh
we
my gosh.
literally, I'm probably gonna show it to you guys soon.
Yeah. Oh,
Um,
I do have one last thing.
yes,
If you do join the launch code, which I highly recommend, one thing that stuck out to me, and it's played out for the course of like this entire program, is you said on the webinar that the most successful people in the programs that you've been in and the success that you've had yourself is because you were the most active during the program. And so I kept that in mind during this entire process. Like, be the most active, like, show your face on camera, ask questions. Um, and so I highly encourage whoever joins to do that, and you'll be successful for sure.
yeah. That's incredible.
Yeah.
Well, guys, do you have
Yeah.
any questions for Bianca? But that is true because I remember I said that, and then I mean, guys, Bianca's always on the calls, and she always has her camera on, no matter what time of day she's there. And when I'm doing
I
a call, I'm
try.
looking at the people that have their cameras on. So I'm just looking at Bianca and the couple of people that have their cameras on. But
Yes.
someone said, I mean, this is, I want to see what you're going to say. How do you start if you currently have no money?
If you currently have no money, as like start in the program or start as a growth partner, I
Start in
guess
life, I guess.
start in life. So for me, I've yeah, let's start there. Start in life. So for me, I think to get to this point, I've been really putting in work in myself for the last year mentally. Like changing my algorithm on my personal page. So I'm literally only seeing mindset, faith, business, wealth, like any kind of reel or content I'm consuming, it has to do with those topics. And so I've really been like shifting I think mindset shift is the biggest thing for um for you. If you don't have money right now, the biggest thing you can change is your mindset and just envisioning and visualizing like
Yes,
I'm actually driving the dream car, I'm in the dream home, I'm speaking on stage, like those kind of things, over and over and over, and eventually like you'll start to walk that path. So
that is very true. I mean,
mm,
that's literally what I did since I was 18. And just like, I was
wow.
broke, like as a waitress working
Hmm.
2, 3 jobs. But in my ear was all the mindset videos on YouTube. I
Yeah.
would unfollow like anyone that just posts about, and it's not bad. Like, even they would post about makeup and fashion. I'm like, I can't even afford to think about makeup and fashion right now. We just gotta
Yeah.
think about money, right?
Yes.
I'm just
Yeah.
like, I made it my mission to like just always pour into myself. And when you do that,
Hmm.
you almost like start noticing opportunities.
Oh, yes. Yeah. Like even this one, like I wasn't looking for this. It came across me. If I hadn't changed my algorithm the way I did, I would have never seen your ad for your webinar. Like
Yeah,
honestly.
that
Yeah.
that makes a lot of sense. But last question: where do you see yourself, and how much? I like to ask crazy questions. How much do you see yourself making a month in a year from now as a growth partner?
Oh, what 1 year from now.
And I need you to go big
Um,
because in a
no,
year
yeah.
we're gonna put
We can
this.
put in work. Yeah. No, I can definitely see making like high six figures
A
a
month.
month. Hmm. I
Yes.
can see in a year I am no longer a front end software engineer. I'm a full time growth partner. I have multiple long term clients, and I'm able to give my family the experiences to travel the world so they're not just learning about it through YouTube and we can actually go see
Oh,
stuff.
that's
So
actually beautiful. You guys
thank
heard
you.
that? She wants to do high six figures a month. If you guys don't know what six figures is, it's 100,000, it's $200,000, it's $300,000, it's 500, 600, 700, 800
Yes.
a
I
month.
want to, yes, so that I'm making millions per year.
Yes.
That's
Amen to
the
that. And
goal.
honestly, I think it is very possible. The fact that we
Yeah.
haven't even finished the first program, we still have a couple more weeks left. And
Yes.
you are at where you are is incredible. And one thing that,
Thank you.
guys, we told Bianca, and we're telling you guys again, like, I feel like the first cohort and the second cohort right now, the people that are getting started, like we want it to be our responsibility to like even help you along the way after you graduate. If you have a
Yeah.
question, if you landed a big partnership and you're like a little bit like, okay, wait, I need help with this, we still will help you and work with you to just support you and make sure you are successful in reaching your wildest dreams and goals. So
Yes.
I'm proud of you,
Yeah.
Bianca.
Thank you so much, Afnan.
Love you on
Thanks.
the calls.
Thank you.
I love seeing you on the calls, and
Thank you so
yeah, I
much.
cannot wait to see how much you're gonna achieve in 2026.
Thank you. I'm so excited. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you, Bianca.
Bye.
Well,
Thank you.
guys,
See you.
you just heard it. See, everyone is saying $100,000 already done. Amen. We just getting started without even showing her face. Without even showing her face. So, with that being said, guys, go follow Bianca. This is her Instagram, The Launch Society. Go follow her. Go show her some love. Um, can I get info on the payment plans? Yes, you can just message support. The link should be in the chat and you can ask about that. Grace said, I just joined the program. Welcome, Grace. I am so excited for you. Thank you, Bianca. Best of luck. What about people who want to create their own brand, please? Yeah, this is for growth partners and for creators as well. We just showed you guys Veronica. Veronica, why is everyone Bianca, Veronica, Andrea, Alina? What is it? The last A? That's what makes you successful? Having an A at the end of your name? That's what makes you successful. I'm just realizing everyone is at the end. That is funny. But anyway, guys, with that being said, we're still not done yet. We actually have Christina, which is one of our top growth partners. She's part of the launch code and the person that is working directly with the student. She is another person that you're going to be talking to every single day. And she is working with our top clients as well on the premium tier. So without further ado, we're going to have Christina on the call to share, first of all, this woman everyone falls in love with. So I know you guys are gonna fall in love with either with as well. So much knowledge. Guys, don't go easy on her. Give her the hardest questions, the most toughest questions, your deepest, questions about life, about growth partners, about success. Give it all to her, okay? Because I know she has an answer. So without further ado, Christina, can you hear me?
Afnan, perfect. Oh, I'm live. I hope you guys can see me well. Thank you, Afnan, for introducing me, and thank you all who joined. Shout out to VIP people who also just were on a call a few hours ago. So welcome. I'm so glad to be here. Bianca is amazing, Afnan is amazing, and honestly, I just couldn't have been more proud of the Launch Code program because you guys already see that this whole 3 days we were just showing you how it helps people to completely change their lives, and everything is completely possible. And Bianca, I think, is just an amazing example of it, because we were just discussing with her recently, like a couple of days ago, strategy for her upcoming launch with this new creator, and it's just crazy how your life can change in literally less than 2 months. It's been less than 2 months, and the changes are just mind-blowing. And it could be you the next time, but the next time will be the last time, because the next cohort will be completely different from this one. And also, just before we jump straight into Q&A, and I have a couple of slides to kind of like walk you through a few things I want to mention. I just wanted to say that there was a couple of questions like, how do you do this if you don't have money right now, or if you're not in like a good financial position to start? So when I just started out, I want to share a little bit of my story. So first of all, I've been in marketing and growth marketing for about 4 years now, multiple 6 and 7 figure digital product launches in different languages. So you don't have to be from a specific country. You don't have to be a native English speaker to be successful. Trust me on this. I've worked with a lot of creators whose name you probably know, but today is not about that. It's about you specifically. How can you achieve the same results? So I've basically seen it all. I've been in the trenches. I know how it works. And right now I'm helping people inside the Launch Code to make sure their dreams come true and they become successful growth partners. So today, I'm honestly, sometimes I have to pinch myself. I'm like, is it my life? Is it real? Like, if you told me like 10 years ago, I would believe for sure that I will be successful. I always knew that. But honestly, like the way it all played out very fast, like extremely fast, is just completely crazy. Like the level of access to people I used to look up to is just something that still blows my mind to this day. And I'm from a tiny town, like absolutely tiny town that no one knows on this call. Like I'm completely sure of it. And in this town, like the average salary is probably around, like, I would say $500 a month. So when I first discover like digital product launches and all of this stuff, that's my little sister on the picture. So when I first discovered it, I wasn't in any financial position to invest a lot of money in my teaching, right? In investing in myself, basically. But I'm the kind of person, I hate being slow. Like I will be doing dozens of launches a month and still feel like I'm the slowest person on earth. I really value being there fast, because opportunities, this window of opportunity, it doesn't last long, and you have to jump on it if you see one. So right now, while you are on this call, this window of opportunity is open, wide open, and you can use it, especially now with AI, when everything is way easier than it used to be before. Like, trust me on this, 5 years ago when I just started, things were way harder than they are right now. I'm so jealous of you guys. I'm so jealous of everyone inside the Launch Code, because for me it was way harder, and for you it is so much easier, but only if you use this right now, because no one knows what life will look like in 2 years from now. Unfortunately, we do not have this luxury of waiting and making up our mind, especially if you want to be successful. Success is all about being fast. So actually, so I really want to tell you a story. So basically, when I was in Eastern Europe, when I didn't come from money, so I didn't have a lot of money, but I knew that I want to learn from someone who already has the results that I want to achieve. So back then, like it was about 4 years ago or something, the first program I ever bought, the first mentorship I ever bought, it cost $5,000. Like, think about it. For me, it was the amount of money that I could barely make in a year. And I was thinking to myself, like, this is crazy. This is not just, it's just completely crazy. I will never be able to afford this. But I looked at how much people are making and their results, and I was like, okay, but what if I can't? What if I put myself in a position where I actually challenge myself to achieve this? I didn't tell my mom, I didn't tell anyone at that time. And I went for a payment plan. And I was so scared, if I'm being honest. I was extremely scared. I was like, what if I die in a ditch because of this decision? Well, I didn't. I'm here. So if we want something, if we really want something, we always find an opportunity to do so. And I'm not forcing you into anything, but I'm just saying that if you really want something, you will find a way of achieving this one way or another. And right now, we intentionally made these calls, all the 3-day workshop, in a way that it is actually valuable for you. Like everything we told you today and yesterday and the day before that, you can just take it and do your first flash launch in the next 7 days. That's easy. Like, if you want to make it happen, you can earn enough money to join the Launch Code in the next few days, if you really want that. So be delusional, guys. Honestly, just be delusional. So I landed my first international partnership back when I was in Eastern Europe, back when my English was way worse than it is right now. And together we made over $100,000. And it was back when I was in my home country. So you can work with anyone in the world if you master this strategy. Like maybe you will be the one who will close the Hollywood actor or like Hollywood level celebrities for a launch. Who knows? Who knows? Everything is possible in this life. So, and from that first win, everything compounded because that was a system. And the amazing part about launches is that the next launch is always simpler than the previous one because you learn from your mistakes. And if you are enrolled in a program, you don't even have to do a lot of mistakes. You can learn from somebody else's mistakes and your growth will be even faster. That is why people like Bianca landing their first partnerships in weeks. That's something I would dream about like a few years back because I had to figure a lot of things by myself. But people inside the Launch Code, they have the whole system. All you need to do is basically just replicate it. So once you see it work, you never go back to guessing. So how do you create this kind of reality for yourself? I love talking about, kind of like manifesting and all these woo-woo things because honestly, everything starts with the mindset. If you make this decision today, it will happen. If you are sitting here and thinking, oh, it's not for me, it's not going to work, if you're finding excuses, that's what you're going to see. You will see the pessimistic reality. But if you decide for yourself that this is for me, because the market is wide open. Like, again, I cannot stress it enough how crazy easy it is right now to execute all of it. And I mean, I don't want to sugarcoat and say that you can be a millionaire in a day. Of course, that's not possible, but you can change your life gradually, step by step, by doing intentional strategic actions. And you don't have to spend years mastering that. If you can become like AI augmented type of growth partner, everything is in your hands. Yes, Delulu is a Salulu. That's true. So one question I get a lot all the time, because usually people think that you have to have a lot of followers to make money. That's impossible if you're just behind the scenes. So a lot of people are usually asking, like, do creators even care if you have a following? Do you need a social presence to land partnerships? So Bianca, for example, she's posting a lot, right, about her journey. Me, if you go to my page, you will see that I'm not posting at all. Nothing. Just maybe some travel stuff, lifestyle. That's it. Nothing crazy. And from this account, I've closed multiple partnerships without being out there, without posting content, without having to be the face of the brand, because it's just not for me. I'm more comfortable being a strategic mind behind it. So creators don't care if you have personal brand, but they care about one thing. Can you solve my problem? And if you can tell them and show them that you are capable of solving their problem, that's when everything clicks, because they don't want you to be some crazy popular influencers. They just want you to have a system that will take them from A to Z in their specific pain point, in their specific desire or problem that they want to solve. And basically, your role is more than just, sending a few emails or collecting a check. You are the person who turns a creator attention into a functioning business. Trust me, creators have a lot on their plate. They already have a lot of things to do. So you are the one building the strategy, planning content sequence, managing the warm-up, coordinating the sales process, and track numbers. So basically, you hold everything together, and you are extremely valuable because you help them do something that they don't want to do or they are not capable of doing themselves. And it is amplifies both of you, because that's a win-win type of situation. You are not forcing somebody into doing something. You are helping them achieving something that they already want to achieve. I'm reading your comments simultaneously. Okay. So this is basically what makes this role so valuable, because most creators are brilliant at creating, but they're not as brilliant as system, funnels, deadline. And to be honest, you can go crazy if you do everything by yourself, especially at certain scale. Like when you're just starting out, you can do everything with your virtual assistant for sure. And that's for creators out there. You can most definitely like hire your own team, like manage all these things by yourself. But if you want to maintain a little bit different lifestyle, it is way easier to have a partner that helps you do everything. So when you walk in knowing how to handle all of that, you become the person the launch cannot help without happen without, and that's a completely different negotiation position, and that is why it's way easier to land amazing partnerships. Because when you're just a service provider, or you are selling like, I will build a funnel for you, you're a service provider, you're doing one thing and then you're gone. But here you're an actual business partner, way more than just a service provider. So in every partnership, every creator usually needs the same core thing: clarity, a clear strategy that they could understand and trust. And that's the most important part. If you can create clarity in their life, and that works both ways. If you're a creator who sells something, you need to create clarity for your clients. If you're a growth partner, you need to create clarity for experts you're working with. Clarity is what sells. If you create confusion, that's not something that will sell. So you are basically a strategic mind behind everything, and your job is to be a problem solver, be creative. There's so many interesting things you can actually do in launches. Like that's crazy, to be honest. That's not just a money-making machine, but it is also extremely interesting, and you cannot believe how amazing it feels to see something that you've been building behind the scenes come to life and bring other people results. So first of all, what's important here is that you also need to be capable of keeping the partnerships that you work with. And that's something that Layla mentioned yesterday, that one good partnership can get you settled for life. Like with this one person, you can launch companies, startups, you can launch whatever you want, basically apps. It goes way beyond just digital products, because launches, in a nutshell, it's strategies that it's used by billion-dollar companies. And if you learn how to do it, if you master how to do it, you're settled for life, because you can use it in very different ways, not just for digital products. So if you deliver results, if you actually care and you show them that you care, and creator trusts you, you create a long-term partnership that one partnership alone can bring you 6 figures a month. When you add on to it like second or third partnership, the sky is a limit basically here for you. So how to turn one launch into a long-term deal? First of all, you need to understand that creators are not just here for you for one great launch. They are here for you and with you because they want to see how you will take them strategically every month into something replicable, something that will bring revenue every month. And that's what we teach basically inside the launch code. Not just a random success that you do not know how to replicate next month, but something that it works like a clock. So when the creator feel that, they do not go looking for anyone else, because why would they? Why would they if you are already the one delivering the result? So, and one thing I want to tell you guys is that don't try to be perfect. Just start as you are. Don't try to be everything with the first creator you work with. Be excellent at one thing, pick the piece you're strongest on, and go deep into it. And once you have proven yourself in one area, you can expand your role. You can hire people. You can actually grow into somewhat like an agency. And there is a lot of opportunities in doing so once you do this first launch, because you're literally one launch away from completely changing your life. So start smaller. I know everyone wants to land a creator with 1 million followers in the first try. I completely understand that impulse, but sometimes mid-sized creators with a genuinely engaged audience and no launch history is better first partnership than a massive creator with high expectation and a team that you will scrutinize everything that you do. And there are a ton of like mid-sized creators that are eager to work with someone. And even right now, like there's so many people in the chat texting like, hey, I need a growth partner. I need a growth partner. Honestly, just live with abundance mindset. I know I'm using a lot of like this terminology, manifestation and abundance mindset and all of this stuff. But if you think about it, we actually pulled out this statistic for our previous launch. If I'm not mistaken, there is something like 60 million people who are consider themselves influencers or something like that. And the basically supply for growth partners is way less than that. And every day someone becomes an influencer, every day someone grows their brand. And it's not only about influencers, it's about small businesses, it's about entrepreneurs, about people who just want to sell something through social media. And social media becomes non-negotiable. It's basically the biggest source of money for everyone. Like if a company doesn't have social media, they're broke. Netflix uses social media to launch and to sell. Big corporations are using social media to launch and to sell. Tech companies are using social media funnels to find clients. So this sphere will be only growing. And there's so many people to work with in different languages. Like if you're, for example, if your native language is Spanish, in Spanish speaking community, we have, by the way, a lot of people, Spanish speaking people inside the Launch Code. There's even less competition because there's even less professional growth partners in Spanish language, and you can work with Spanish-speaking influencers, German-speaking influencers, French-speaking influencers. Honestly, there's so many things that you can do and explore. There's no limit to what you can do and how you can grow as a growth partner. So when you think about it, it's not just the US or English-speaking market, it's everywhere. And actually, if you are like me, you speak multiple languages, it gives you a very nice competitive edge because you can work with multiple people from different countries simultaneously. So I want to kind of like paint a picture of what it looks like when it's fully built. So right now, I have a privilege, a luxury of choosing who I want to work with. And just a couple of partnership basically allow me to maintain the level of life that was impossible for me a couple of years ago. And this is the amazing feeling when you are not tied to one job, you're not tied to one company that might lay you off in the next few months because of AI and all of this stuff. You feel free. And that's the type of freedom, the type of feeling that can never be replicated by anything else. So, and that none of that came from having a big following or a famous name. It came from being a person who shows up, does the work, delivers, and uses the same system over and over again. And you can be the one too. You don't have to figure this all out. So, and I genuinely believe that anyone in this room who's willing to take this seriously can build a version of this in your market, in your language, with the creators that are right for you. And one more thing is that you can work with people who are inspire you. Like, let's say you're extremely interested in therapy or self-growth, like maybe like a self-development type of thing. You can work with self-development influencers, so you can not just make a lot of money but also make money while you are also learning and enjoying something that you genuinely like. Or maybe you are really into fitness, you can work with fitness influencers. Or you're into financial market, and it actually again gives you a competitive edge. If you are in corporate, you can work with HR influencers who are teaching people how to land a job. If you have certain knowledge in certain niche, that's also a competitive edge. Don't think that you are starting completely from zero. You can bring knowledge from your expertise into launches, and basically just as we're doing right now with Afnan. I love launches and digital marketing, and I'm here teaching you guys, and I'm there in Launch Code actually working with people because that's something I'm passionate about. That's something that you can do too. You can co-host the program with your influencer. So now it's your turn. Let's jump into Q&A. All the questions that you have, how to land your partnership, how to become a growth partner, if you're a creator, how to start with your first launch, any question that you have, I will be reading the chat right now. I think there was a couple of questions that you asked before we started Q&A. If I ask you and come back to you in the future, after entered and finished with VIP, what might my reaction be? How much might I have received, and what would your reaction be? I'm not sure I completely understand the question, but basically in the VIP, and this cohort is very, very important for us. Like the first one and the second one, it's really close to our hearts. So we make sure that each and everyone gets enough attention. Like literally our Q&A sessions sometimes last longer than 3 hours. I mean, you don't have to stay for a whole 3 hours, of course, but we just make sure that every question gets answered. And if your question gets answered, you can leave, but I'm here continuing answering your questions, basically. So, and we always keep in touch with the students. Of course, I cannot guarantee you anything after the graduation, but it's not like we're completely disappearing from your life. Are we supposed to send them emails to find creators? You can send emails, you can send DMs. My personal advice is use every platform that you can. When you're trying to do cold outreach, and I did a lot of cold outreach in my life, first partnerships that I landed actually were completely through cold outreach. What you do is you look at their profile. Let's say they have Instagram, LinkedIn, Facebook, and email. Start with Instagram, DM them. If they're not answering, follow up. They're not answering on Instagram, okay, text them on Facebook. Not answering on Facebook, text them on LinkedIn. Not answering on LinkedIn, text them on email. Use every platform that you have, and preferably aim for a platform where they have less exposure and less followers, because that's the platform where they probably get less questions. So you have more chances of being noticed. Just to put you into perspective, my first partnership I landed, I texted the woman I was working with 6 times before she answered. And that's completely normal, because keep in mind that you're working with people. They can miss messages or forget to answer, and that's completely fine. You just have to be persistent enough and follow up. How to make contract legit, and must it be legal? If you want to be on the safer side of things, of course, it must be legal. You want to make sure that everything is, but by the way, all you need is just the right template, and that's it. There is a template specifically for like how to make a contract, and we're also helping with that inside the launch code. Of course, a few things depend on where you at and where your influencers at, but basically you will have a template and you will be able to see how it should look like. In the future, once you scale and once you have like 6 to 7 figures launches, of course, it's preferable to at least once have a consultation with a lawyer to make sure your template that you're using for a contract is legit. But in general, yeah, it's not something impossible to do. Explain how this works with faceless account, Christina. What do you mean, how to launch your own product faceless, or how to be a growth partner or a faceless account? So faceless accounts are actually booming right now in general. So I will kind of like talk about both perspectives. You can start your own faceless account and sell faceless programs. That's something that a lot of people do, and that's completely possible. Yet you don't have to have a face, out there in order to sell something. It works exactly the same. Like that's exactly the same strategy, exactly the same basically step-by-step system. The only difference is that you're not showing your face, which is sometimes for many people even easier. Like we have a lot of people inside the launch code who are launching faceless and getting amazing results. What works amazingly for faceless accounts is evergreen funnels. Unfortunately, we don't have enough time for me to fully explain to you what evergreen funnel is, but I'll be happy to teach you that inside the launch code. What if you don't want a webinar, workshop, or masterclass? There is 7 or sometimes even more type of launches, and not all of them require webinar. There are way more strategies than just hosting a webinar. Webinar is just efficient in a way that you're selling one to many people at the same time. And it gives kind of like both a little bit of a testing of what your teaching looks like, because you have to make your webinar valuable in a sense that it provides people with something useful that they can use after the webinar, but it's not the only way to sell. So if you want something behind the camera, what other alternative can you use to get closer to your audience? You can use VSL funnel, for example, when there's a video, and video can be just B-rolls without any face in it. It can be just a long read website with, again, certain techniques that help you to sell it. You can just sell in stories just as a flash sale example that we explained, like flash launch example. Again, there are a lot of ways of launching things. It can be faceless. It doesn't have to be a webinar. We don't have all the time in the world, unfortunately, in this session for me to go through everything. That is why we have 10 modules inside the launch code. So that is something that you have to go through. But once you master it, it will be very easy because you will have all the tools in your hands to mix and match, to use the type of strategies that works the best for you. Do you think that you can be both creator and growth partner? Yeah, for sure. You can be both creator and growth partner. Just be mindful of your time because it is pretty time consuming, especially being a growth partner. So if you feel like there's more than enough time in your schedule to fit 2 roles, for sure, why not? Can we succeed as a growth partner just for the basic plan? Honest opinion. Depends a lot on what type of learner you are. For example, I need accountability system. I need someone to be there and answer my questions. But there are a lot of people who just go through very self-disciplined people who are capable of going through lessons and just execute straight away. If you are confident in yourself and you can keep yourself accountable without any external help, why not? You will have all the tools. Basically, the only thing that will be lacking is the support. Do you need a skill to be a growth partner? Yes, and the skill is what you're exactly getting in the program. How do you do an audience analysis? Audience analysis can be done through a survey, through like social listening, when you just go on social media and see what people are commenting, what they're texting in your competitor's page, for example. You can also do interviews, like when you invite people on the calls and ask them questions. So basically that is it can also be like pull in your Instagram stories, just asking a couple of questions and asking people to reply. The key here is that you asking not just demographical questions or where you're from, how much are you earning, but you're also doing a deep dive on their pain points, desires. There's a few nuances in that because you want to make sure that you are giving them questions that are not biased, so you're not installing the answer in their head, but they're prompting them to answer in a way that gives you actual insight. But probably one of the most useful ways of doing audience analysis, especially if you have a big audience, is just launching a form like a survey. If you don't have a big audience yet, personal interviews is also something that works amazing and something that gives you a lot of insight. What if the creator doesn't respect the contract? Then you just don't work with that creator. If you feel red flags, you see something that is off, a lot of things in the launches depend a lot on your personal relationships with creator, unfortunately. That's any type of work when it involves talking with other people, like good relationships has to be there. If that's a person who violates the contract, they don't do due diligence in providing all the tasks on time, or they're missing deadlines, they're not doing something, it's not going to work. Just don't waste your time, to be honest. Sometimes the creator needs a moment to adjust. They need a couple of days because it's something new for them. They need a moment to adjust, and you have to be patient. It's not like if they're not doing something once, you're just like, I'm leaving. No. But if it's a repeated pattern in their behavior, just respect yourself, and you will always find someone who will click and who you will feel comfortable working with, but no need to force yourself into a partnership that doesn't feel good for you. What is the best time to launch? Today, tomorrow, anytime. The best time to launch is when you launch. The only thing is just try to make sure that your launch dates are not overlapping with some big events, big holidays, or this type of things, because people are busy on those days. So if you're having a webinar when all the states are watching Super Bowl, probably it's not the best idea. Talking from experience, because last time we had one webinar on this date. Can I use this method on my business, both online and store? Yeah, for sure, you can use it. Tools will change a little bit. Like, let's say payment platforms, you might want to use different platforms for your physical store. But in general, that's pretty much the same system. I'm struggling to understand how I can start working if I don't have any followers as creator. You start posting content, because you will not become a creator until you create something, right? Create, post content, and when you have your first like few hundred followers, it's already the good time to start launching. How to start your first launch as a creator? Go back to day one, watch the recording fully, and guys, really, if you didn't watch day one and day two, watch it, because we will delete it soon. So day one is full journey for a 7-day flash sale, flash launch, and it basically walks you through the sequence of what you need to post, how you need to do it, in order to make it happen. Can you be a growth partner from zero knowledge? You need to get knowledge first, for sure, and that's what we're doing in the program. How do I become growth partner with no business background? You don't really need to have a business background. You just get in experience as you go. How can I launch a product as a financial trader who have people come into my DMs wanting me to teach them how to trade? You're using the same system we were explaining. You can start with a 7-day like flash launch as well, starting with something low ticket to see the demand, to see whether it's for you or not. We also, by the way, have traders in the launch code. One of our premier client is a trader, so that's, and Layla has a lot of experience working in this niche. Let me read a couple of more questions. You have a lot of questions. That's amazing. I love the energy. How do you prepare the payment plan and ensure you get paid without being in a program? I'm not sure I understand what you mean without being in a program. I see growth partners don't have a huge following. Besides texting, what can I do? Do I make a launch that I'm a growth partner? No, you don't need to make a launch. You make personal connections. You reach out to people. You go to events. You use basically a handshake rule, right? Maybe someone knows someone who wants to launch. There's a lot of way how you can find a partner. But basically, just look around. Sometimes you might even not know that there's someone in your network who knows who needs this type of service. There's a lot of very specific questions, like how do I sign a contract and all of this stuff. I won't be answering those just because, guys, we really don't have a lot of time here for me to go into every detail. And if I give you surface level advice, I don't want you to go execute it, do something wrong, and then think that I gave you wrong advice. So that is why, guys, I will be skipping those questions. How fast can we make money after we get in the program? You can land your first partnership in the first month and execute a fast launch in like a couple of weeks. So on average, people like coming into second month, they're already coming with partnerships, and it honestly up to you. If you are a fast learner and you will implement everything that we say, on your second month you will already see money. A lot of people, they already made more than they, like 2 times, 3 times, 5 times more than they paid for the program in their first and second month of the launch code. Would you recommend a 7-day flash launch for someone whose followers are less than 100, or would you recommend launch code growth partner? Start posting content. First of all, I definitely recommend you the launch code because it's something that will change your perspective a lot. But in general, if you are not at the level of following where you want to be, make sure you consistently post, because launch doesn't work if you don't show up for the launch. If you don't post, if you're not out there, if you're not posting stories, if you're not posting reels, look at Afnan, like she's working every day. She's posting, she's out there, she shows up for the community. If you don't do that, launch won't happen. So before you launch, you need to establish this routine of regularly posting, whether it's with your face or without your face. Is launching an ebook going to be profitable? Depends on your audience size. If your audience is rather small, then I recommend going for a mid-ticket to high-ticket product, because low-ticket products like ebooks generate profit only at scale. Can I stick to niches that I know and love as a growth? Yes, you can. And that's something that I do. It's something that a lot of people do. They just pick a niche and they specialize in that niche. And it makes your life easier, usually because, just people start to recommend you. And it just becomes way easier when you're just working with one or two niches that you know very well. Will this work for creators on TikTok? Yes. TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, whatever you use, the structure is the same. Can I use this on my YouTube channel? Yes. In the beginning of this webinar, we were also Fran was explaining how we used YouTube for the last launch. I'm based in Vietnam. Is it feasible for me to launch a product targeting customers overseas? You don't have to put a limit on yourself. You can target international customers. It doesn't necessarily have to be only your country. If a creator, I'm into helping people with relationships. However, I have never done such an offer. I have no proof. What do I do? You don't have to have specific experience in a specific niche if you want to start with this person, working with this person. Just show them that you know the structure, you know how to launch. That's the most important part. You don't need to be, that's the point. The whole point of being partners with an expert is that they are the expert. They know their topic. You bring in marketing knowledge and digital product launch knowledge. You don't have to be an expert in relationship coaching. How you know whether you order 50 or 30% as a growth partner depends on your scope, like how much responsibilities you're taking and how much experience you have. When you're just starting, I recommend starting with a smaller commission because you need to prove yourself first before you ask for a larger commission. Yes, you can use it on your YouTube channel. Okay, seems like we're getting kind of like repetitive questions right now, and you're asking a lot of basically questions like how do I choose a niche, how do I choose a creator, how do I reach out, how do I make sure that launch is actually executed on a high level. First of all, first thing that I recommend you to do, go through all the recordings. If you haven't watched, if you missed one day or 2 days, make sure you watch all of them. Especially if you're VIP, please make sure that you watch all the questions, all the recordings, that you go specifically through step-by-step system and you try to implement it on your own. But my biggest advice, if you are the type of person who doesn't want to waste time, wait until the miracle will happen, or learn from your own personal mistakes, and you just want to fast forward to the day when you're already successful, the easiest and the best way to approach it is by learning from someone. Because if we combine all the money spent into learning and coaching from me, Leila, and Afnan, it's hard for me to imagine the amount that there will be, because everything that we teach is not some random advice from the internet, is something battle tested, like literally. You know how people say like all contracts are written in blood? Pretty much the same applies to launches, because everything we do is written in blood. It's something, a mistake that we learn from, or coaching that we paid for to make sure we know more and always keep track on what's happening in the market. There's not a better way to learn that from someone who already is out there in the trenches, working, launching every single day. And that's what I recommend people when they're choosing, like how should I choose the coaching or the program to learn from. Make sure that people you're learning from are actual practitioners. They're working every single day. That's the only way you can ensure that they are teaching you something up to date and something that will definitely work. And everything starts with the mindset. Right now, a lot of people are like in comments, I see a lot of people like asking certain very specific questions. There is not a happy pill that makes everything easy, or like a magical strategy that helps you to launch and earn $1 million in a day. It's experience combined with knowledge, and it's like the layers of things that you're learning throughout the program. And we are very intentional with how our modules are built out, because every module brings you closer to the goal of becoming a top 1% of growth partners in the whole market. Um, Will the launch programs be available to buy during Q4? We cannot guarantee that. Even if they will be available, it will be a completely different type of thing, because this is the last cohort with so much of our hands-on approach. Like, we'll literally sit in there in chats, answering your questions, answering them privately, hopping on calls. We're doing all of this to make sure everyone receives the support they need and become great results, because we love inviting people to the calls like that and giving them opportunities to speak. Because next launch, and it's really time consuming. Like, guys, I hope that it was just a marketing gimmick, but it is time consuming. It's like 3-hour call for us 3 times a week, so we cannot guarantee that the same structure, the same model will be offered in Q4. Okay, can I generate AI content for Faceless channel? Yes, you can, and you can make digital products by AI. Just make sure that if your digital product is fully AI, and that's something that we also teach in the program, we teach you to think, we teach you to be a problem solver, we teach you to be strategic. If you're doing everything fully by AI, you're just not putting any thinking into it, you will be replaced by AI. You're literally digging your own grave if you're doing everything with AI. Like, I don't mind you using AI for content, for certain services like research, creating videos, creating pictures, amazing. Be an AI augmented professional. Be a person who is professional in AI and can use it in a way that helps you, but you're still using your brain to make sure you put strategy into it. And that's what we're teaching you inside the launch code, to be the type of person who can be a problem solver, because that's what sells. Big creators want to work with people who are problem solvers, who are go-getters, who can do the thing that they promise to do. They don't just go to ChatGPT every time they need to do something. That's very important. You can use AI, and you should, because it makes your life easier and it makes everything way faster. But at the same time, you cannot rely fully on AI. You never rely on AI to build your strategy. You never, I will repeat myself, never rely on the AI to build your strategy. Just as you wouldn't rely on AI to build out your roadmap for your life and what you should do in the next year, because AI will always lie to you and tell you that everything is amazing and your strategy is amazing, because AI learns from publicly available information. Publicly available information is not the type of information that we're giving you inside the launch code, because what we're giving you is battle tested strategies that we personally ban from. Sometimes we add things into the program that we just explored, like last week, for example. We tested, the tool worked, and we're showing it to you right now. So it's not like you're getting some generic advice. So please, when you're using AI, just be mindful about it. Don't dig your own grave, basically, in that sense. How often should you make launches? It depends. Usually you have just evergreen offer that launches like you can sell it every day, or you can launch like every couple of months. So, okay, I see a lot of repeating questions. Let me double check one thing. So, guys, one thing before we finish, you are more capable of achieving things that you ever think of, so everything is fully possible. Launches are the way to make great money if you want to, if you're ready to put enough dedication into it. We start on April 6th. And this is your last opportunity. Please don't postpone thinking. And we are finishing this call in like 3 or 4 minutes. It's only 3 or 4 minutes before you can get a bonus of a one-on-one session with me, Layla, or Afnan. This type of sessions are impossible to get. We never offer them. We offer them only for people inside the launch code. We are making sure that in this in this session, you're getting more than enough information also to fast forward your success. And this is your last chance, guys. We're starting April 6th. It is your chance to work with us hand in hand every week through 2.5 months, making sure that you succeed. So you are making this decision right now or never, because no one knows what will happen in a couple of months. But what I know for sure is that if you make this decision today, whether you decide to do it with us or by yourself, you will say thank you to yourself in the future. So thank you guys a lot for everyone in this call. One last question. Do you think there's enough time to put in the work as a growth partner if you have 9 to 5? Yes. Bianca, that was here on the call, she was working 9 to 5 as a software engineer, and she landed 3 partnerships. And she's on every call. So that's definitely possible. And I can say more than that. 50% of the people inside the Launch Code are working 9 to 5. So, and when I just started, I was also working 9 to 5 before I became, full-time entrepreneur and full-time growth operator. So yeah, thank you so much, guys. I hope you like the sessions. That's crazy. The time flies because 3-day challenge is over right now. That's crazy. I'm so glad that it happened. I'm so glad that you are here. I hope that you all take something away from these calls. Just make sure that you don't let it pass, because if you're here, something prompted you to be here. Something led you here. It's not random, it's intentional. If you're here, you know something, you know that you want to change, you know that you're ready for something bigger, you know that you're meant for more. So don't let this feeling pass. Don't let this be just another thing that you just watched and didn't do a thing. You are not here watching a Netflix episode, right? You are not here watching like some random TV show. You're watching things that can genuinely improve your life, whether you're continuing to work with us or doing it by yourself. Just take one small thing and implement it in your content if you're a creator for the next 7 days, in your strategy of reaching out to creators if you are a growth partner. Make sure that the fact that you showed up and you were here for these 2 hours actually counts. So, and the difference between VIP and base is fully, basically, you do it yourself, you go for the lessons, you don't have access to us, you don't have access to Q&As, while in VIP it's a hands-on approach. You can ask questions, you have access to Q&A sessions. And between choosing VIP and base, if you're the type of person who's self-disciplined and you know for a fact you will be able to watch everything and implement on your own, go for it. But if you're the type of person who want to get this support from us, group support, and be inside a community, I genuinely recommend VIP. So guys, thank you all so much. I enjoyed answering your questions. I hope some of you were left inspired. You were amazing, and good luck with everything. Thank you so much for being here. And that's literally the last seconds to join and to get your 101. Thank you, guys.